read one book a week. Leaders read, and that's just facts. You know, there was a survey done at the Pew Research Center, and they looked at who reads. You know, how many Americans have read a book last year. And the study was very interesting. So one of the things that they found was that your level of reading depends on your income. Very interesting. So people who earn 30,000 or less in a year, you know, they don't read as much. Only about 36% read books from the people who earn 30,000 or less. From the folks who earn 30,000 to 70,000, all right, you know, only, you know, about 18% did not read. So now the number is getting better. And people who earn 75 and up, close to 90% read a book last year. That's telling you something. So if you're reading more book, it correlates to you earning more. Now, it's not a causality. I'm not saying that you reading books necessarily means you earn more. But something is interesting here. If you see that folks who earn more tends to read more. Okay, that's on the income level. Even education level. So that would make sense, right? Because obviously if you have less education, reading is not as fun for you, or you have maybe a little difficulty, but which is very strange because most books are written in 5th grade to a 8th grade level. Most books, even on New York Times bestsellers, they're at most 10th grade level readings. So folks who are in high school versus college versus who have graduate studies, their reading level also goes up. Isn't that interesting? So reading is so essential. If you look at it, the first instruction by Allah to humanity, right, was to recite Iqra, and part of that recitation is to, you know, increase your knowledge, is to read, recite, you know, get ilm, increase your knowledge. And so part of being a leader is making sure that you are a reader. There are no leaders who are not readers. Okay, and so being able to reading has a lot of benefits. All right, so one of the benefits of being a reader is that, you know, studies have found that folks who read a lot more, who have a habit of reading till their an older age, they have less chance of Alzheimer's, dementia. Their memory is more sharper. They have more focus and concentration. Right? And think about it, you know, books are ways that information was passed down from generation to generation. Now, here comes the difficult part. Now that you're like, all right, I get it, you know, we have to read, but I don't have time. Okay, here's the crazy part. I think you do have time. It's about finding the pockets of time. You know how back in the days, I don't know, no one has changes anymore, but before you used to carry some pennies and some quarters, and most folks don't have that anymore because you're charging your card, you're doing Apple Pay, whatever it is. So, but you know, back in days, you had this jar for all these, you know, coins they used to collect. And sometimes you used to collect these coins and you look at it after a few months, you're like, wow, these coins add up. Now I'm telling you, you have pockets of times that you can utilize. What do I mean? You are commuting to work. You're commuting to, you know, your business office. Whatever it is, that 30 minutes, that 15 minutes, that 1 hour adds up. What are you doing mostly? You're driving and you're getting frustrated at the traffic at most. Maybe you're calling someone and, you know, having some fun conversation. Maybe you listen to the radio and or you listen to the news and they tell you the same devastating things every day. And so you don't get much out of it. What I'm telling you is, if you take that half an hour, take that 30 minutes, and 5 days a week, twice, that's 1 hour, that's 5 hours. You know how much is that in a month? That's right, 20 hours. 20 hours in a year, that's 250 hours of time you can read, you know. And there's of course now audiobook. You know, most books, even there are 300 page, 400 page, that can be read in 5 hours. So when you have you know, any kind of service that you are part of, there are a lot of audiobooks out there. From Audible, you go on, you know, not that I recommend this, on YouTube as well, people you know, have it, and you know, you could download this audio, put it on, right? And as you're driving, you 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, or you're you're taking the train or taking public transportation, that all those gap times, people are now waiting for stuff. How do you wait for things? You see people, oh, I'm just waiting for the event to start. Waiting? You know, every single minute that you have are so precious. Would anybody ever waste, you know, like something like, for example, gold? I don't know if you've been to a shop where they sort of, jewelry shop, and especially traditionally, they have places where they like to make the jewelries. And so you will see, first they will break down the jewelry and they will make some whatever they make out of it. But every single scrap of that gold, they don't throw it out. That's scrap. Scrap in 10 minutes, 5 minutes here. It's scraps. No. Because it's gold, they actually collect the scraps, put it back in the burner, they melt it up, and they make something else with it. They don't throw a single scrap of gold. And I'm telling you, your seconds and minutes are more worthwhile than that gold. Because you are your minutes and seconds and hours and days. That's who you are. That's what you have. That's the only resource that you have. And so I'm telling you, you take those seconds and minutes, you can read a book a week. I'm telling you, you as a leader, make a commitment that I'm going to read a book a week. I'm trying to do 2 books a week. All right? And I'm challenging you to do 1 book a week. All right? So come at the end of the year, you got 52 weeks. All right? You can get to 52 books. It's possible. I'm telling you, from your finance, you as a leader, in your relationship, in your spirituality, your knowledge of Islam, all can increase if you take those pockets, bits of time, and make reading part of your life. 1 book a week, guys. 1 book a week.